Hello and a warm welcome from me, Rob Daly, Spurs TV commentator, ahead of Spurs game with Watford in the Premier League in this 3 p.m. Saturday kickoff in North London on what is a cloudy, slightly chilly day in the capital. Harry Kane in the Spurs starting 11 today, and he'll wear the captain's armband, of course, for Hugo Lloris, out injured currently. Spurs have made a number of changes to their starting 11 today due to injury and selection and issues after international duty as well. Harry Kane has been in sensational form for club and country this season. 5 Premier League goals, 7 in all competitions, and of course he got 2 goals during the recent break for England, one against the Czech Republic and one in the 6-0 win at Bulgaria. He leads the line and wears the armband, and we expect him to do that until the new year, with Lloris expected to be out until 2020 with that dislocated elbow. So the players into the team today for Spurs: Gazzaniga, Rose, Sanchez, Winks, Dele Alli, Lucas Moura and Serge Aurier. Aurier returns after he was sent off in the 2-1 Premier League win over Southampton in the last league game here, and Spurs will play, we expect, with a back 3 and wing backs. So the team expected to be Gazzaniga, Alderweireld, Vertonghen and Sanchez, the back 3, Rose and Aurier either side of them, then Winks and Sissoko holding Dele Alli behind Kane and Lucas Moura. The Watford side, meanwhile, we saw Nathaniel Chalobah there. He does come into the team today as one of their 2 changes from a goalless draw with Sheffield United. Watford are yet to win in the Premier League this season, with 3 wins, 3 draws and 5 defeats. It led to the change in manager, as well as Quique Sanchez Flores returned to the club, replacing Javi Gracia. Spurs starting the day 9th in the Premier League, Watford bottom. Spurs have Danny Rose in their team. He is a former Watford player, the left-back who played 90 minutes for England in their defeat to the Czech Republic the other day. And it was Ben Davies who started the 3-0 defeat to Brighton. Davies, of course, has been away on international duty too with Wales, playing pretty well. But it is Danny Rose who gets the nod at left-back. Ryan Sessegnon's not a million miles away from being available for the first time to Mauricio Pochettino, and he could be an option at left-back, of course. He and Giovanni Lo Celso are in full training together with the first team. So Spurs' previous game, of course, was the 3-0 defeat to Brighton in the Premier League, and prior to that was the 7-2 loss to Bayern here. That was their last home game, the last home Premier League game, the win over Southampton. But Mauricio Pochettino, during the recent disappointing results, has remained relatively calm about what his team has to do to improve their fortunes. Certainly felt the international break was something of a help, despite the fact that Christian Eriksen picked up a dead leg away with Denmark, and Heung-min Son had a long journey back from North Korea, having played there with South Korea. You can see here the players going through some warm-up drills here. And quite interesting that in this warm-up here, Spurs are looking to work little patterns with the wing-backs. And Serge Aurier and Danny Rose will be looking to get forward here and create chances against a Watford side we expect to be pretty defensive, pretty resilient. They've taken an out-and-out striker out of their team today and replaced him with a central midfielder. So we'll see just how defensive-minded Watford go into this. But these kind of patterns of play, these manoeuvres that we're seeing here with Danny Rose getting to the byline and trying it back to a teammate, this is exactly what we could see from Spurs over the course of the forthcoming 90 minutes. Serge Aurier, prior to his red card against Southampton, had been making a number of chances getting forward from right back. If we think back to the Crystal Palace game here, where he thought he'd scored, but it was actually an own goal, a deflected own goal in that 4-0 win over Palace. And there was the Leicester game where he got forward and scored as well. He also, for a disallowed goal, ultimately via VAR. And of course, he had the assist for Heung-min Son in the win against Palace here. A brilliant ball from the right-hand side that he swept to the back post and Son smashed in. So let's see if Spurs are able to get their wing-backs into dangerous situations this afternoon. Eleven points from 8 games so far for Spurs. That's 3 wins, 2 draws and 3 defeats in the Premier League. It leaves them 9th, but only 3 points off the top 4 prior to the match day in the Premier League, and 5 points behind Manchester City. They had a couple of games gone Spurs' way. They've been a completely different situation, but these are the fine margins by which the Premier League is decided. And Pochettino knows it's early in the season. We're 8 games into a 38-game Premier League campaign. There is a long way to go. I'll give you the Watford team here, by the way, because they go with a back 5 as well. So Foster in goal, Cathcart, Dawson and Cavaselli, the 3 central defenders. Matt Holobasi the side as wing-backs. And then we expect Cleverley, Chalobah and Decore in the middle, with Pereira off Danny Welbeck, who was signed on a free transfer from Arsenal in the summer. And he's still looking for his first Premier League goal for Watford. He has scored for them in the Carabao Cup this season. Those are the players in the starting 11 today, going through their warm-ups. So on the bench for Spurs today, it's a strong bench in an attacking sense for sure, with Son, Lamela available, as well as Ndombele, who's got a couple of goals since his record money signing from Lyon. And then there's Dyer, Juan Foyt and Ben Davies. And a special mention actually for Brandon Austin, who's named among the subs today, the 20-year-old youth goalkeeper at Spurs, who generally plays for the development team. Played a lot in the UEFA Youth League as well for Spurs in recent times. But he's named and on the subs wearing number 49. It's just something out to Paolo Gazzaniga. He will make his first team debut. The club did re-sign Michel Vorm, released at the back end of last season as he went in searching of new opportunities, the Dutch veteran. But given the injury crisis at Spurs in goal, and given the fact that Vorm hadn't found a new club yet, it seemed to work for both parties, and Vorm is back at the club, working to get fully fit. And so the players are making their way into the tunnel. That can only mean one thing: we're very close to kick-off. Tottenham against Watford is on the way. Stay tuned to the Tottenham Hotspur website and out for updates pre-kick-off and during the game as well. But for now, from me, Rod Daly on Spurs TV, it's goodbye.